Can you hear it? Welcome to Relay.
Hello, Internet people.
Hello, Internet
Hello.
people.
It is I, your friendly neighborhood chip clip holder.
Chip clips?
You know, like those clips that hold your bag's chips closed?
Yeah.
I am one of them.
Oh. Do you enjoy your occupation?
Yes, but I'm not very good at it because I only hold the very center closed, which really is kind of useless. Hello, Swift Arrow.
You need one of those wide ones.
Yeah, the wide ones are good. Yeah, yeah. You can't hear.
There's no audio.
There's audio. I see our number. I see our things going. Bloop, 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 bloop.
Did you mute the stream? Yeah, I hear a Sargrath.
Okay, good. It's not me this time.
We're very quiet though.
Are we? Hey, Kimmy. I mean, I can bump us up a little bit. There,
Yeah.
I'll bump us up a little bit. Hopefully,
Sargrath.
hopefully this is good.
Sargrath is trolling us.
It's-
Trolling.
That's normal.
You didn't miss much, Sargrath. We're talking about chip clip bag things.
Now I'm opening a fabled tall can of pop.
Tall can
of
soda.
Yes,
pop.
of carbonated water mixed with grains.
Ingredients.
Yes.
Welcome to the show, everybody. This is not the real. Did you change the title?
Yeah.
Oh, I probably need to refresh. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. This is the show. What is this show even called?
It's the Unnamed Game Show. Kemi, what are you running to play Star Citizen in 4K 80?
I can do that.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. 3090. My 3080 won't.
Now, Kemi is either playing offline or he's on a fresh server.
Oh, and a 3090. All right.
Yeah, I also have a 3090. But yeah, welcome to the show. Speaking of, this show we cannot talk about Star Citizen because I work there. Thankfully, there's plenty of other video games in the world.
There's plenty other video games in the sea.
Don't compare playing video games to dating. Because
I'm not comparing it to dating. I'm comparing it to fishing.
But it's a metaphor that is used primarily to describe dating.
Maybe that's why my dating always went so bad.
Yep, it's true. What? Swift Arrow, I'm asking the same question, dude. I don't know why the games are in the sea. All right, Kemi, we're going to talk about all of these things. We have a game plan. We have a game plan that we follow every week. It's bad.
Oh, horrible. It's because I designed it.
But we do.
Yeah. So we're actually let's start it. Let's start up our game plan.
Real quick, I'm gonna do full disclaimers. Sorry.
Do it. Yeah.
Hello, this is the Unnamed Game Show. We're here to talk about video games. We talk about everything from what we're playing to the news of the week to free stuff that you should go check out. This show is specifically not about Star Citizen. For two reasons. Number one, this channel has a dedicated show for that. And that is on Saturday at the same time, 9 p.m. Eastern. Number two, I am currently employed by Cloud Imperium Games. So I can't talk about it.
It's true.
Yeah. So therefore, hello, we're here. We're going to talk about all the other stuff going on.
And we're going to start with a little segment that I like to call Segmentin Zero. What you playing?
Do you have we need the text.
I haven't migrated the text over.
We need the text. Listen, it doesn't have to be Comic Sans, okay? It doesn't have to be Comic Sans. He's working on it, and he's going to make it Comic Sans. Oh my god, there it is. All right, it's very small, but okay.
Look, this is a work in progress. Okay.
Yeah. So this is the segment where we're talking about what we got playing going on. David, would you like to talk about Valheim?
I would like to talk about Valheim because Valheim's real good, and I've been playing a lot of it.
Just like everyone else in the entire world.
And you know what? It might be like Fall Guys, right? That every single person in the entire world plays it for like 4 weeks and then it dies. And I don't care because it's a fantastic game. And also, 10 people made that game. 10 dudes.
That's pretty cool.
And they've sold 4 million copies.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
What is 4 million? 4 million times...
How much is it?
It's $20. So let's say they get...
So it's $80 million.
Divided by 10.
$8 million.
Each.
They can just shave off $1 million a piece and then fund like 2 more projects.
Everything.
Which is really cool. It's really cool.
It's one of those that...
Did they publish it themselves?
No, I don't believe so. I think they went through a coffee stain.
Let's find out. Valheim on Steam. What's great about Steam, one of the things I do like about Steam, is that they put the dev and publisher right in the top. Turns out their publisher is one of my favorite publishers, Coffee Stain.
Yep.
I love Coffee Stain.
Anyway, I mean, Coffee Stain's doing great from this. The publisher, the developers are doing great from this.
They're the ones who they published Satisfactory. Was their most recent one they put out. Great game.
So think about Valheim, and the reason I'm really, really glad that it's succeeding now, it feels to me, honestly, a lot like Minecraft did in the early days of it's a really, really graphically non-taxing, in-depth, detailed I love the simulation aspects of it. You've got a campfire in your house, and if your campfire isn't properly ventilated, your house will fill with smoke and you will asphyxiate. that's cool. And like if your
Yeah.
if your chimney isn't properly covered at the top, then when it rains, your fire will go out.
Yeah.
Right? Like honestly it has some things in common with like lots, I don't know. It's a whole bunch of systems all talking to each other. Really like it. Really glad that it's doing this well. They did put out a detailed roadmap for it. They've got a bunch of content coming, and then
Did they? How good is their roadmap?
I mean, it is nowhere near as good as Star Citizen's roadmap, but for a 10-person dev team, I'm happy that they put out a roadmap.
I'll give them a pass.
You know what?
Give them a pass.
10 dudes.
I'm being as facetious as I possibly can.
I'm glad, like, it shows to me just that they're gonna continue working on it, right?
My favorite thing is that they've got a bunch of stuff at the bottom that just calls "if Odin wills it."
Yeah, and I think Odin
very funny.
I think Odin has willed it.
Yeah.
You know?
I'm putting it in the chat if Nightbot won't.
Nope, Nightbot got ya.
All right.
Here, give me a second.
You should make use of VIP,
How do I
which
do
is a thing that you can do.
not mod? How do I VIP?
Well, I don't know if that will give me permissions for Nightbot, but just give me a permit.
I'll
Yeah.
take a look at
Well,
that.
there you go. Yeah.
I'll just paste it myself.
I know you don't watch Twitch, but it's like a thing that people do that gives you extra permissions, and a little diamond badge. Next to your name.
Ban
But,
me.
Yeah.
should.
Anyway,
What is
I mean, I'm down,
add
Kemi.
regular? Anyway, I'll look at that later.
Yeah. So yeah, Valheim, it's a thing. I have no interest in Valheim, but that is a personal no interest and not anything wrong with the game per se. I don't like survival games that much. I find them to be a little too open-ended for my taste. Now, if you make a purely open-ended video game, you better have the systems to back it up. And I'm talking Minecraft levels of systems.
Jake, let me put this in some perspective of view.
Which is
for
why
you.
I'm very interested in Eco. Have you seen Eco?
I don't know. Eco.
It's you build an ecosystem.
Oh,
like
yeah.
a
Yeah, I
literal
have.
functioning ecosystem.
Now, Jake, let me put this in some perspective of you for you.
Not Echo the Dolphin, Kemi.
Great game though. Great game. I loved Echo the Dolphin. Some perspective. Valheim is Minecraft mixed with Shadow of the Colossus.
Can I make logic gates?
I don't know.
Is there full electrical circuits that I can build?
I don't believe so. There is smelting. There is like creating portals to travel from place to place. But like more like Shadow of the Colossus, there are currently like 5 or 6 bosses that you have to find in the world and defeat and bring back their heads.
Okay.
Which gives it some form. To me, at least, it's like, okay, these are my goals.
Yeah.
I don't know. I really, really enjoy Valheim. I think it's one of the better survival games I've played in a long time, and it does give me a lot of sort of Minecraft vibes, if you will.
Yeah.
But that's not. I know that you don't. I know that you're not into it, and that is fine.
Yeah.
I'm having a lot of fun with it with Cass, because Cass and I like playing survival games together. We like building, like we like gathering stuff and building homes, and that's what we're doing. So it's a lot of fun. But it's not the only thing I played this week.
Yeah. By the way, you do need to change the title.
What?
'Cause it did not work. Yeah. I just refreshed.
Okay, I will work on doing so.
I can start talking about Outriders because I also played it while you do that.
Oh, but wait 1 second. Okay. It had us talking. Auto mute. Okay. Let me.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Eric's here.
What?
He's trying to be sentient Relay, but it's Eric.
Oh,
hi, Eric.
hello,
I hope you're
Relay.
feeling better, my friend.
Yeah, I hope you're feeling better as well.
But yeah, so there's a game coming out next month from the development studio called People Can Fly, and also published by Square Enix. People Can Fly are responsible for Bulletstorm, as well as I believe they worked on a Gears of War. I think. Did they? People Can Fly. People Can Fly.
Not sure.
They were owned by Epic Games, and then they broke free. People Can Fly. They worked on Bulletstorm. They worked on Fortnite. They did work on Gears of War 3. Actually, Gears of War 1, 2, 3, and Judgment.
They have some chops. Like they have done.
Yeah.
They've done some stuff.
Yeah.
So
I was tepidly optimistic for this game. And they put out a free demo on Steam, PlayStation, and Xbox.
which I want to stop there for a second.
Yeah.
Because I do love that they put out just a demo. Like 2 months before the game's out, or a month before the game's out. Here is, like 2-3 hours per character, 4 character classes. So, 10 hours of gameplay that you can play.
Yep.
Go nuts.
That's not true, Cammy, and I'll talk about that in a second.
Yeah.
But
we haven't seen it a lot for AAA games.
I wouldn't call this AAA game.
It's
but,
it's a double A. It's a double A.
Yeah. So, all right. Outriders.
Yeah.
See, my thing with Outriders is that it's almost there. It's almost there. It's so close.
Yeah.
Okay, here's my problem with it. The shooting is okay. I like the rifle a lot.
Which
Instant
rifle?
headshots.
Sniper rifle?
The hunting rifle.
The hunting, yeah.
Very good. The abilities, excellent.
Very good.
In fact, I match made with a couple people. The abilities synergize between classes. And it's really, really cool. All of the classes feel really unique. Do not like the Technomancer, but that's just my personal preference. I had the most fun with the time and space roguish type character.
I like
also,
the Technomancer, but the
Pyromancer though has some cool stuff because all of their abilities chain.
Here, let's do a really quick explainer. There are 4 classes in this game.
4 classes.
There's one class that is your tank. They like build themselves rock armor and stuff. Another class is the Pyromancer. I don't even know what the Pyromancer does really. They shoot fire. It's a Pyromancer.
It's a ranged mage-like ability or mage-like class. Really cool though. Has a lot of fire spreads, and they leaned into that pretty hard. So
nice.
It's cool.
Your third class is the Technomancer. They build turrets. So they build a cryo turret. They build like a sort of a Hellstorm battery that just launches a whole bunch of missiles. Pretty cool. And then your fourth class is like your close range. They want to get in the combat. They've got like a sword swipe. They've got teleport. They've got a time bubble that they create, and everything within that time bubble except them is slowed, even bullets. And it is really cool seeing the bullets move in slow motion. Like it's pretty cool. Kemi, you say people will play this.
People play.
People are. It is a top seller on Steam right now, based on pre-orders a month before the game. So the demo has worked for them.
Yeah. And a couple other really cool things about this game is that, one, they're releasing all of the content in box. There's no extra stuff you have to pay for.
It is not a Destiny. It is not a.
There's no microtransactions at all. There's no cosmetics that you can buy with real money. There's none of that. It's all a pure, you buy this, you get everything experience, which is a rare thing these days.
Not a game as a service. This is not a gas.
It's a game.
It's a game, which I'm going to be completely honest here. I pre-ordered it. I saw looter shooter that is not games as service. That alone.
Yeah.
You know?
I probably will not play this at launch. And I'm going to get into why. One, I think in the day and age that we're in, I don't think the amount of load screens that it has is acceptable. There's too many of them.
Yes. I've only got one complaint. Can I make my complaint before you
Is it the writing?
Yes, it's the writing.
Yeah, that was my second one.
Because it's my only one.
I felt like it had two writers. Right?
At least.
There's the writer who writes the character who writes your main character, and they're like, oh, like I was this soldier on back before all this happened.
I was a terrible person on Earth. I regret everything
I did in my life. And then the guy's like, you can have a new start. It'll be great. And they're like, yeah, everything will be better. And then smash cut to like the next scene, and they're like this like Gears of War edgelord, like I am Reaper Shadow the Hedgehog, and it's just a little too much.
The writing is really, really bad.
I wouldn't call it bad, because if they leaned into one of those things,
even then
it would be good.
No, because and the thing that stuck me most is, okay, really, it's in the demo. It's not spoiling anything. You are human. You are the last of humanity, and you all land on a planet, and then there's some like weird stuff going on between the two factions of the people, and then they bring everyone down, and there's like weird sci-fi anomaly things going on, and you get frozen. Everything just goes to shit, and you get frozen. And then you wake up 30 years later, and the people that you were friends with and saved like 12 seconds ago, 30 years later, they're like
dead or old.
And you show up to one of them, and she was like your friend, and you guys were talking. She's like, I don't care that you're back. You've got nothing for me. Go away. I hate you. Everything is awful. I've had to do so much to stay alive.
I mean, it is pretty awful.
Yeah, but like, but that's not a human response. A human response is, oh God, it's been awful, but you survived. You're here. You woke up. It's great. Like,
Grant, to be fair, the other character that you save and is alive has that reaction.
There's like one okayly written, like, it just seems like Outriders has gone full on the grit. Like, you show up to do a side mission, right? And the side mission,
I don't think they have.
Jake,
And that's the problem.
did you do the side mission?
I've done all of the missions.
The side mission is, oh, there's a store here. You walk in, and there's this kindly old guy who's like, oh, hello. And you're like, I'd like to see your wares. This looks like crap. And he's like, oh, that's not my good wares. My good wares are in the back. And then, bam, some guy walks in, breaks into the store, and shoots him dead. And you're like, why would you do that? He's like, just why? Like, it's just.
And that's what I'm saying, though. It is. You gotta lean all the way into it.
It is the game. The game writing is bipolar.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. That's the problem with it. It's like two writers are fighting each other.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
one of them wants to make this like really heartfelt like hope for humanity, like you're the last hope.
Yeah,
and it's like a poignant like critique on
environmental
like,
issues
the
and
basicness of the human spirit. And then the other one is like, yo, this is testosterone the game, Gears of War, let's go.
It is.
Although, and I do have to say, I'm going to take that back, because Gears of War, the last two have been excellent when it comes to their writing. So, yeah.
I'm somehow
you should play it. You should try it. That's why the demo exists.
Yes.
You should play it. You should try it.
Yeah.
However,
somehow,
I'm probably not going to buy this day one.
To be completely honest, somehow I've come out of the demo and the horrible writing, and it's made me so much more interested than I was before, because I want to be like, how can they screw this up more?
The setting is pretty cool.
It is. It really is.
It's got some good world building.
Yeah. Decent
Which
world
makes me
building.
Want to play it eventually.
Yeah. I don't know where it's going to go.
I got enough stuff that I need to play.
What I will say is it is a good sign that they are top seller on Steam for pre-orders. Like, people are interested. Sounds like they're going to do decently. DLC down the whatever. Honestly,
it looks pretty good.
It looks decent. Honestly, try the demo. It's it's fun.
Free.
It's free and it's fun. Yeah. It's fun.
And
do it.
Also, if you download the demo, all your progress gets saved.
Yeah.
Because it's literally just the beginning of the game. So, but during the demo, you can freely skip the prologue if you want to play another class, which is awesome.
Oh.
So yeah, give it a shot. See what you think.
Jake, quickly, what are the other games you've played this week?
So first of all, I'm not going to spend too much time on the Last Campfire. I have been playing a game called The Last Campfire, which is a game from developer Hello Games, who you might know created No Man's Sky. This is nothing like No Man's Sky. The closest comparison I can make is like Hob, actually.
All right.
It's like a top-down adventure puzzle game. It has a really cool concept in that it's sort of like the Breath of the Wild thing, where like there's like these vignette puzzle rooms.
Okay.
That you need to complete to progress. But what you're doing instead is you're actually like breathing a life back into the world, which is really cool. Has a really good commentary on mental health and how you shouldn't treat everybody's problems like a puzzle, which were words that were said in the game, which is pretty cool. I actually don't know why there are no more campfires. I haven't gotten that far. But it's like a short little game. I think it's supposed to be like 6 hours or so. I'm about 2 hours into it. It's about $10 on whatever you want to play it on, except Steam, I think. Whoops. Um, um, but it's cool. My one issue with it is that the puzzles are either dead simple or a little too obtuse. Like, the game doesn't train you on certain things and how it's supposed to work. And sometimes that works, like if you like telegraph something, which there's an early puzzle involving rolling stone, like cylinders, like they're on their side and you're rolling them. That it immediately comes to mind. Just like it was too obtuse. Like it didn't really tell you exactly what you were supposed to do, and I felt like I spent too much time on it. I could be just an idiot, but but yeah. Check it out. It's cool. I'm interested. I'll probably finish it considering it's so short. The story's pretty interesting. It's told very simply. Like you could probably play it with Mac, and she would enjoy it. It's a very simple story. It does deal with death, so keep that in mind.
We've started playing Valheim with Mac. I'm trying.
yeah.
I'm trying to get her away from controllers. Because she's played a lot with a controller. She can't figure out WASD yet. She just holds W. So I'm...
You don't need a strafe. Who strafes?
Strafing is integral to surviving in video games, Jake. I remembered one other game I've been playing a lot of, actually. My nighttime ritual lately has been Binding of Isaac on Switch.
One of the OG roguelikes.
Yeah. OG and still just really, really well put together. Simple and confusing and weird. Love it. Anyway, sorry. Your last one.
My last one is a game from Harmonix called Fuser. And I'm going to say calling it a game is a stretch. I don't think it's a game.
All right.
It's
a DJ program, isn't it?
It's a tool set. Yeah. It's basically like I preach Rock Band all day, all night, because what it does, aside from being a karaoke machine.
Jake, I need to pause you for just a second.
Why?
Eric, go lie down. Stay safe. Get better. Rest, please.
Yes. Sunless Sea is a fantastic game that everyone should play.
It is, and it's free. Seriously, though, go take care of yourself, man.
Yep.
Go rest.
Fuser is much like Rock Band, where Rock Band will actually teach you a lot of the skills as you ramp up the difficulty on your like playing guitar or drums.
Rock Band drums are drums.
Yeah, it will teach you the skills that you need to play the actual instrument.
Yeah.
Drums is literally you're just playing the actual drum part. With the guitar parts though, it teaches you speed and dexterity, and then you literally just need to learn the rest of the fretboard. I know,
and it
that's
does
harder than it sounds.
It does set you up very well for power chords though, and power chords are a good start at guitar. Like,
totally, and it gives you a lot of speed training and accuracy and all that stuff. So highly recommend Rock Band for that. Fuser is the same thing, but for live DJ performances. It teaches you about how different tracks interact with each other, how like what is good timing when you're DJing, How do you effectively mute or solo tracks? How do you like all kinds of cool stuff like that? And it's the campaign literally trains you on every facet of it. So if you were to transition to using real DJ equipment, which I am a person with that experience, it's 1-to-1. You just have to learn your way around that hardware and software, much like you are doing with Fuser. But when you move to the real equipment, all of the same concepts are there. Just like muting tracks, dropping in new stems, switching between stems, adding stems on top of stems, muting tracks, soloing, fade outs, risers, faders, everything. So yeah, it's really cool. It's a little pricey for being a video game, but they got the license to a ton of music, like more than they ever got for Rock Band or anything else like that.
Really?
And it's really cool. Yeah, there's like 200 something songs that you can mess around with.
All
and
right.
they're all compatible because they allow for pitch shifts, tempo changes, and time compression. It's really cool. So yeah, highly recommend Fuser. I might stream it at one point and just make cool stuff.
Do it.
Because man, I tweeted this the other day. It's like I was playing around with Fuser and I ended up staying up until 2:00 in the morning trying to combine Dua Lipa with Evanescence. So yeah. Yeah, definitely check out that game. Harmonix, there's some extremely passionate people about music and video games, and they wanted to combine those passions in any way that they could. But yeah, do not play it on a console. It's bad with a controller. It's keyboard and mouse is perfect.
I was gonna ask, like,
do not play.
Where
with
do you recommend it be?
Do not play with a controller. I don't know if it's on Steam. I don't think it is.
It's on Epic.
It's definitely on Epic. Buy it from Epic if you can, because music licenses are expensive and they get the most money when you buy it from there. So
Cool.
Do that. Fuser's good.
All right, we're gonna move to our second segment, the accurately named segment 2. Oh, geez, that didn't. There it is. The accurately named segment 2. What game you want? What's wrong, Jake? What are you laughing about?
I love how the production simultaneously got better and much worse.
It's set up for all of the other scenes. If we've got four people, we've got three.
Yeah.
It's not set up until now with 2 people, but now it's going to be set up. So, all right.
Yep.
One game you want, Jake? What's the game you want? Because I want it too.
I want Kina's Bridge of Spirits. Bridge
Bridge of Spirits.
Kina. Bridge of Spirits. Got it right the first time. Yeah, this game is apparently not going to be too big in scope, which I'm kind of into it. This game looks like a Pixar movie, dude. Can you post the trailer? I'm gonna give you the trailer.
Give me the trailer link. I'll post it. Just give me that
There you
link,
go.
Jake.
There you go.
Go watch, because it does look just
It's unbelievable.
gorgeous.
It's unbelievable. If you're on YouTube, just search Kina with it's spelled like this.
Kena.
It's on your screen. There it is.
Key. Just for the record, Kena is how I spelt that. So
Kena?
Kena.
Kena.
Kena. Whatever.
Game, we need accent marks. It looks like kind of action adventure It's got some like Zelda, Dark Souls-y type combat. It's a little bit Pikmin, which makes me very happy. You control these little black spirit things with these googly eyes.
I really like that it looks so good and it's 40 US.
It's $40.
That to me signals one, it's not going to be like a 30-hour game, and honestly, that is really okay. Some of my favorite games, some of my favorite games of all time are Portal, 3 hours. Like there's something about games knowing when they have like I rather liked Plague Tale Innocence. Decent game.
Plague Tale.
Interesting mechanics, decent game, good graphics, but it overstayed its welcome.
Yeah,
like
it's pretty long.
It's a long game, and they didn't end up adding new things. Like, games are all about getting better and getting more abilities until you beat the game. And when you stop being able to add new things to get, game's done. Just stop it. Like, your game's done. Don't carry it on for another 10 hours after you've got the last things you can get.
Yep.
Because that ain't no fun.
Yep.
So I'm really hopeful that the price signifies they know what they're doing.
Yep. For sure.
Yep.
I don't know what this dev has made before, but it looks awesome. It's coming out PS4, PS5, and PC for $40 United States variety. Yeah. David, you want a good zombie game? I have recommendations.
I want a good zombie game, but I want a good new zombie game. What are your recommendations?
Like what kind of zombie game?
I want a zombie game that has decent survival elements to it. I'm still disappointed that there have been no decent survival zombie games.
Such as finding things in the world to craft weapons and ammunition.
Are you
and
thinking
upgrades.
like Dying Light or Dead Island or those?
No, I'm just painting a picture.
Yeah, the like finding stuff in the world, building better stuff, securing a base, you know. Yeah.
Okay.
I
mean, the game you want is called State of Decay.
State of Decay 2 was not very good. I tried it, I played it, I didn't enjoy it. I'm interested in State of Decay 3. They have some of the basics down, but they're very...
So instead of building a base, what if it was a directed story experience?
Last of Us.
Yes.
Also decent. I'd be interested, but not as much. I'm much more interested in the base building, the survival, the going out and finding new items, crafting stuff, getting food, getting better weapons. Basically, State of Decay,
is
but
what you
good.
want.
State of Decay really suffered by really hindering the base building mechanics. There's not really much building. Like it just, I don't know. It just suffered in some spots.
You don't build, you find and
I know.
live.
I want to, I don't know. I just wanted more, I guess, if that makes any sense. But I want a decent zombie game. I think, like, we've got State of Decay 2 years ago, 3 years ago. I don't remember. There's another State of Decay coming. We're getting Back for Blood.
2 was like 5 years ago.
Was it 5 years ago? No, it can't have been. It was
State
like
of Decay
3 or 4.
It was 3.
3, yeah. That's what I thought. It feels... everything... All time has shifted in the pandemic. Everything feels like it was 2 years longer ago than it was.
Over... Maxwell, Overwatch 2 is not a zombie game.
I think that was from a bit ago.
Okay.
I though I am interested in Overwatch 2. I really hope it's good. But I really want, like, Dying Light 2 really interested me. I'm really disappointed to have heard of all of the difficulties that the developers...
Techland's got some stuff going on
They got
right
some
now.
stuff. And I hate that because, like, Back 4 Blood is coming, but that's a Left 4 Dead style zombie game, which are great, but there's no building, there's no crafting, there's no, like, incremental moving up. It's just kill zombies. I'm gonna
be honest with you. I'm sick of crafting.
I'm not. I love it. When
There's
done
been
well.
nothing but crafting for 10 years.
But there have been, I know, but there have been no really good crafting plus, Dying Light was really good, but it was like 8 years ago now. There's something to be said that Dying Light 1 is still being updated today.
It's a good game.
It's the last good zombie game, and I really want the next good zombie game because zombies and crafting go hand in hand. I want them. Anyway, that's my game I want this week.
Play The Last of Us.
I am currently in the process of convincing Cass that we need a PS5.
There's just so many good games. There's too many.
She said that I'm not going to play enough. So, oh, does Valheim have some zombies? I haven't gotten that far. I've literally only I've got like three different games going.
It's Norse mythology, so the answer is yeah, it probably does.
So I have only fought Grey Dwarves and skeletons to this point. Still very early in Valheim. It's a huge game. Huge. Okay. It's time for the Thorth segment. Hey, look, guys. The Thorth. Hey, look, guys. News.
Yeah, we're going to talk about the news this week. First things first, Epic Games has purchased Mediatonic, the developers of games such as Hatoful Boyfriend.
And?
No, that's it.
Oh, okay. Cool. Nothing else. Got it.
They made Fall Guys.
They made Fall Guys.
Fall Guys is now an Epic property.
Good for Epic.
Nothing is changing.
Yep.
Still being sold on Steam, on PlayStation, still being ported to the Switch and the Xbox.
Epic have been pretty good for that, and we've started hearing a lot more recently, and I've read a couple of people basically saying, like, I don't remember what game it was, but even was it Microsoft? Fuck. Sorry, I don't remember. They were basically saying that the timed exclusivity deal bought by either Epic or Microsoft, I don't remember which it was, but it basically allowed the developers to continue developing, right?
Yeah.
Like, Steam,
that's what they're for.
It's really good for the developers. Like, they get guaranteed money. Like, not every game is Valheim. Not every game launches in early access and sells 4 million copies. Video game development, when you don't have a publisher and you don't have that guaranteed income, can be incredibly daunting, because you may have a great idea and it may launch a month into a global pandemic when no one's buying anything because no one knows what's happening. And your game may have been great, but you don't make anything. And that means you've now lost 3-4 years of your life in trying to make the game. Like, I'm really, really glad that I think that Epic are doing a lot of good for a lot of developers that need it.
it's one of those things where, like think about it this way. Fall Guys came out last year on Steam for $20, or if you have PlayStation Plus, it is free.
Yep.
But because of that, Sony had a 1-year exclusivity deal in place, which is why we're only just now getting the ports to Switch and Xbox. Nobody cares about that.
I mean,
But
Fall Guys
it's bad when Epic does it.
Yeah. I have a problem with full exclusivity. And I will always have a problem with full exclusivity. But timed? And I don't know, Maxwell Avengers, Marvel's Avengers. My problem there is that's not a. I guess I see something different when it's not a small developer and publisher going in on this. Like, Marvel's Avengers was done by Squeenix.
Published by
But it's published by like one of the larger names in video game publishing. Do they need to do exclusives? No. Are they doing it because of their bottom line? Yes. Is it probably the only thing that kept Marvel's Avengers afloat because it wasn't very good? Maybe.
Licensing fees are expensive.
Yeah. I'm a lot more okay with it when it's smaller developers.
A third of your development budget is eaten by the fact that it's a Marvel game.
Which is not great.
Yeah,
life.
but it's got at the same time it's got to happen because if they just open the floodgates, it guarantees a certain level of quality, at least a respect for the characters.
And Marvel's Avengers
has that in spades.
Honestly, it's a good game that was let down by a games as a service design. Maxwell, you're right. The campaign is great. The characters feel great. The combat is great. And it's let down by a lackluster games as a service design for post-campaign content. Speaking of licensed content, I find the next one kind of interesting.
To wrap up Epic buying Mediatonic, overall it's a good thing due to the fact that Epic usually treats their developers extremely well, gives them a lot of leeway and a lot of money, and has done overall a ton of good for the video game industry. I want to establish that a million times.
Yeah.
And also, if your issue is with Tencent, question for you: do you use Discord?
Do you use Spotify?
That's it.
Yep.
I'll leave it there. Speaking of licensed video games, Aliens Fireteam is a thing.
I guess it's a 3-player co-op Aliens game. I put in 4-player. I don't know why.
Aliens Fireteam.
I mean,
third-person survival shooter.
Why not?
Yeah, it's 3-player. Looks like they're trying to cash in on that Vermintide money. That's what it looks like to me.
Maybe it'll be okay. I don't think that there's much better in that genre right now than Vermintide. Vermintide is so good. But
yeah, it used to be Left 4 Dead, and now it's Vermintide.
It's Vermintide because Left 4 Dead has just Valve don't make games.
Man, Aliens, I wish. I guess they were very deliberate in saying it's called Aliens Fireteam,
not Alien.
Yeah, because if you recall, it's Alien Isolation.
Yeah,
and this is Aliens Fireteam, which is kind of interesting because that tells me they're trying to evoke the second movie and not the first movie, whereas the Isolation was the opposite.
It was first movie all the way.
It's a horror movie.
Yeah.
The first movie is a horror movie. The second movie is an action movie. So, checks out.
I mean, could be good. Hopefully it is. My biggest problem with co-op games like that is the same problem I'm going to have with Warhammer Darktide when it comes out. It's just finding enough people that I know to play it.
Yeah.
So this one, I mean, it's Rainbow Six Siege specific, but I wanted to mention it because I think it's something that really needs to happen in a lot of multiplayer games, but it's also not something I can imagine there being an easy way to do.
No.
Rainbow Six Siege, which has a historically really bad problem with this. They want to improve their ability to detect Smurf accounts. For anyone that doesn't know, a Smurf account is when you are an expert at playing the game and have played for 8, 9, 10,000 hours, and you create a new account to play against new people again because you just want to wipe the floor with them. Rainbow Six Siege, they want to improve their ability to detect that. I think that's really important. I think it would also be important for games like Apex, CSGO. Like, there's so many games that need that. I just don't know how it can be done.
So, my problem with banning Smurf accounts is when developers put stop gaps on playing ranked with your friends. So this is the problem is, let's say I'm going to use Apex Legends as a good example. I'm very well versed in Apex Legends. I have nearly 1,000 hours in it. I am currently ranked platinum, which puts me in the top 20% of players in the world.
I am
not
ranked
in the world,
bronze
in North America. Now, I want to get my friend into it who plays a whole lot of first-person shooters.
Hi, I'm a friend. I play lots of first-person shooters.
Competitive first-person shooters.
I mean, I do play a lot of those.
I am describing a real scenario that happened with my friend Tim, who is a former professional PUBG player.
Nice.
Back when there were professional PUBG players. For like 6
PUBG.
months. So I wanted to get him into it, and he is much better than me at video games, full stop. And he's like, I want to get into Apex. It looks really fun. Lots of people I look up to have been playing it, and it looks really great. I'm like, cool. We can play ranked, and imagine how good of experience that'll be. We might even be able to hit diamond. That's really cool. But it's a new account. He starts at bronze 4.
Yep.
It goes bronze, silver, gold, platinum, which is where I'm at, diamond, master, Apex Predator. So the problem with this is Apex puts an artificial limit to subvert Smurf accounts, where if you're trying to play ranked, it does 2 things for this. One, you cannot play a ranked game with somebody who is 2 full, or actually, no, it's 1 full level lower or higher than you. So me being plat 4 means he would have to be gold 4 in order to be able to play a ranked game with me.
Yep.
Which unfortunately forces him to play a ton of games against garbage players all the way in the bottom rank. I think a calibration system could circumvent this. And there's a lot of ways to circumvent it.
What's it called? StarCraft had it, right? Like you go to ranked, you play.
So does Overwatch.
You play 10 games, and it places you based on your performance in those games.
There's also an invisible MMR system in Apex, so that way when you play unranked, you don't just pub stomp all day.
Yeah.
It's a much wider pool, so you will get people who are far worse or far better than you. But there's no good solution for it, and I think, and kind of the problem is, I was forced to make another account so I could play with my friend.
Yep.
And that's
and there,
because he didn't want to play alone because he was learning the game.
And there,
so
it's
the man
unfortunate
can
because
shoot.
Apex shouldn't do that. But there is like, and I say this as someone who played a couple hundred hours of Siege. Siege has a problem with it, right? Like Siege is
sure. But I don't think there's a good way to eliminate it.
I'm interested to see what they can do, if they can come up with a way to do it, because it is a problem. I don't see a way to solve it either.
Yep.
But it is a problem.
We got a lot to get through here.
Yeah. Diablo 2
Resurrected is going to have a single player alpha.
Yep.
Then a multiplayer stress test.
I'm okay with this.
Every Diablo game.
Yep.
Outriders is Steam. We already talked about that.
Yep. Baldur's Gate 3, the Druid patch is out.
It wipes your save.
Yep. They've said that.
They've said that a million times. Welcome to Alpha, boys and girls. Early access sucks.
Yep.
Okay. Dragon Age 4 has killed its multiplayer. We've talked about Evil Genius 2. There's no news about it, Kemi.
We talked about it last week.
In 3 weeks. We'll talk about it once we play it. Dragon Age 4 has killed its multiplayer component, which means it's going to be single player only. I mean, that's fine. A multiplayer mode akin to Mass Effect 3's in the Dragon Age universe
would be cool.
That sounds really cool.
It would be cool.
And I want to make this very clear because a lot of outlets picked up this story and did not provide the proper context. It had nothing to do with EA. EA made the suggestion to BioWare. But it was not EA's call.
I remember years ago listening to EA say every single one of our video games will be multiplayer from here on out. And at the time I was like, oh, awesome. Co-op Mass Effect. That was my thought. And then, I mean, the Mass Effect's multiplayer was fun, but it was not co-op Mass Effect, right? Like,
yeah, it was Left 4 Dead.
But I am very okay with Dragon Age not doing a multiplayer and focusing on single player, even though a multiplayer in its universe would be cool. I'd just like to see more games in the Dragon Age universe. They've created a really cool universe. Why not
make it one?
Why not do a multiplayer spin-off? Anyway. Okay, Jake. Jake, this is your time.
But also related to the BioWare news is that Anthem has been officially shelved. They are not doing Anthem Next as they wanted to. It just didn't come together, and honestly, it probably was the pandemic that unfortunately killed that project.
Really disappointing. Anthem was fantastic.
Yeah,
it had so much potential.
I hope that Anthem 2 comes out at some point and they get a chance to use that IP again, because it had a lot of really good things going for it that just did not come together at the end of it.
Yeah.
I hope that game or that IP gets life at some point, because man,
it was
there's
really
a lot of cool stuff in there.
It was really cool. It was a fun game in my opinion.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Okay, so let us talk about the state of play this week.
Sony.
Sony had a conference.
Sony.
And I'm just gonna scrub through the video real quick, and point out some of the highlights here. So Crash 4's got an update, but it's all Crash 4 is coming out next week. What day's the 12th? Yeah, next week, a week from Friday. Crash Bandicoot 4. That's pretty cool. Hasn't been a Crash Bandicoot game in like a million years. Also, they showed kind of an updated version of no, not Sega. It's Activision.
It was my Sony.
Oh, why?
I wanted to see if you caught it, and you didn't, but Kemi did, so at least someone did.
I tune
you
out.
You ignore
David's
me.
nonsense at this point. It's
Jake
been
tunes me out
6
entirely.
Years. They also showed off a new trailer for Returnal, which comes out next month. Which it got a delay. That was actually supposed to be around December, and it got pushed a little bit. It's a third-person shooter roguelike with a narrative. So basically, everything I wanted Risk of Rain 2 to be.
Oh, Risk of Rain 2 is so good.
And that's fine. I'm not a huge fan of roguelikes either. It takes a lot to get me into a roguelike. And this one looks cool. I'm pretty excited for that. It's a super sci-fi. It gives me some Metroid vibes, actually. Like it has that kind of look to it. Like those big statue things at the end of the trailer just look like the Chozo statues.
I've put 60 hours into Risk of Rain by myself. I love Risk of Rain 2. Like it's if you're telling me Returnal is Risk of Rain adjacent,
you should watch that trailer.
I will
and
have
you
to.
tell me that is not Risk of Rain.
All right.
It's a third-person shooter. Your character's over here on the left. Big giant monster things coming at you. Crazy power-ups and wacky hijinks, but also it's a little bit sinister.
I'm interested.
Yeah, it looks cool.
I'm interested.
That one is a PS5 exclusive. Sony paid for that one.
I'm interested.
I don't know
will
who's
not
making
play it
it
for years.
Returnal. Who's making that one? Housemark. What did they make? Wikipedia.
I'm tired.
Housemark. They made Resogun? Yo, this game is going to be good.
All right.
I like Resogun a whole lot. At the very least, it's going to be beautiful with an unbelievable amount of particle effects. So get ready for that. Yeah, Returnal looks good. It's Return with an AL at the end. If you're looking for it. Returnal. There's a long gameplay trailer too. They showed off a lot of this game, so
I'll have to check
definitely
that out. I think the last I saw it was like just a cinematic trailer, and I wasn't really sure what was going on. So I'll check out this more recent one.
This is gonna sound weird coming from me, but I'm not a huge fan of the battle royale genre because, and it's weird coming from me due to how much time I've put into Apex Legends. Apex scooped me up and held me like a little baby, and I love that game.
Wait, okay,
however,
hey, hang on. I'm not sure I caught that. Did you say it scooped you up and held you like a wallaby?
I said a little baby.
Oh, okay. I prefer a wallaby.
I also prefer a wallaby. There is a battle royale game coming out called Knockout City, but it's also going to have like team deathmatch and stuff like this. It's dodgeball.
Nice. That's good.
Dodgeball battle royale sounds awesome.
Yep, I'm in.
It has like you can catch the ball rules and you need good timing and awareness.
Yeah, but can you throw wrenches?
What?
If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball.
What?
Have you never seen Dodgeball?
Oh. Yeah, I have, but it's been like 15 years.
That is a phenomenal movie, and if you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball.
It's true. It's true. You can.
It's a phenomenal movie.
That is coming not only to PS5 but also I think a lot of things, and it has crossplay.
Yeah.
So, good sign when a game comes out the gate with crossplay. Means it'll have some legs. So it looks cool.
It's strange that the more things you include your game on, the more people play it, which means the longer it survives.
Yeah. Especially in a multiplayer game, like 100%. If you're putting out a multiplayer game, it's got to be on everything, and it needs crossplay. It will ensure people play your game for a very long time.
And it's great because when something like Apex hits something like Switch, someone like Jake gets really tingly in his bits.
I do, because it's fresh meat for me. That's next week.
Yeah.
Are
you getting tingly?
Yeah. Okay, so they also announced this really cool looking game called Sifu.
Yes.
Sifu. Sifu. It is a brawler. It's hard for me to describe because I don't think I've ever seen anything like this. Okay. Have you seen season 1 of Daredevil?
Yes.
You know that fight scene that takes place in the hallway that's like a one camera shot,
which is
like one of the most beautiful fight scenes of all time?
It's one of the best one shots ever.
What if they made it into an entire video game?
I'm in for it.
Yeah. So that's as easy as I can describe Sifu.
There's that
looks
like
really cool.
There's the Children of Men one shot. Is it Children of Men?
Yes.
There's that one shot, which is like a 20-minute one. It's ridiculous. And then there's the Daredevil hallway scene one shot.
Yeah.
Like that. Actually, no. There's
a good one in John Wick also.
There's also the Russian movie that's an entire like hour and 20-minute movie that is entirely one shot.
I don't remember what that movie is called.
I don't either, but that is historical.
What's a good one-shot movie is God of War for PS4. The camera never cuts unless you pause. But yeah, Sifu looks cool. They showed off more Solar Ash, which is the next game from the people who made Hyper Light Drifter, and it still has that like purple and teal neon aesthetic that Hyper Light Drifter does, except it's a fully 3D game.
I'm interested.
And it looks really cool. So I played a game recently called The Pathless on PS5, and it looks a lot like this.
Russian Ark. The film was recorded entirely in the Winter Palace of the Russian state on December 23rd, 2001, using a one-take single 96-minute sequence shot. 96 minutes.
What if they got like to minute 84 and then somebody sneezes? Oh,
96-minute one-take shot.
Anyway,
Christ, sorry,
Solar Ash. Solar Ash is the game from Hyper Light Drifter. It looks a lot like the Pathless, but it looks like it has a lot more meat to it than the Pathless does. And that was my one problem with the Pathless, is that it felt a little sparse for my taste. Like they built this absolutely beautiful open world, and it just felt empty.
I don't know if you remember Ashen. We were really excited about Ashen that's what Ashen felt like to me. It was this like gorgeous aesthetic and then just nothing there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that was kind of the theme of the game though. But it's a little more forgivable in Ashen's case, but in the Pathless it was like this very like lush, beautiful world that didn't have any life in it. Solar Ash is not that, and it makes me very excited for it. I do want to say I did enjoy my time in the Pathless, though. it was like a 7 out of 10 for me, not more than that. Yeah. It's all about movement, Solar Ash. The ability to fly through a level at high speeds, but feeling in control the whole time, which is
reminded
really cool.
me of Haven.
Yeah, I still need to play Haven. I've heard nothing but good things.
I played the demo. It was very movement, like just smooth movement around.
That
really
sounds cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, Solar Ash. Keep an eye out for that one. I think they said it's coming in this year at some point. There is. So remember how last year, I forget exactly where they announced it, but there was like a new Five Nights at Freddy's game, and we all like rolled our eyes at it, and we're like, oh, more Five Nights at Freddy's. This is a full blown like third person stealth game. Like this is not another Five Nights at Freddy's game. It's like a full, like, you're in a mall and you have to hide from these animatronic robots. And it feels like if they fully fleshed out the idea of Five Nights at Freddy's.
I will be honest, I have no idea what Five Nights at Freddy's is.
It's like a point and click adventure mixed with a horror game that's safe for kids.
Oh, okay.
Because there's no gore, there's no cursing. It's just scary.
We were playing Fallout 76 the other day and showing Mac, and we walked into a super mutant controlled tower, and there's just blood bags, blood sacks, and like decapitated feet all over the place. She's like,
yep.
This is weird.
There you go.
I don't like it. Man, gore, they gotta, it doesn't bother kids anymore. They're used to that. Whatever. It's just some feet.
I think it bothers kids because adults think that it bothers kids.
Yes. I like.
So.
And
anyway.
they've heard the swear words. They've heard it well before you think that they have.
Oh, yeah.
At like 3, they know them. It's, you know what? Mature content, honestly, should pretty much just be like sexual, and that's about it.
Yep.
The rest of it, man, how many gun kills do you get in Call of Duty? And
also, like, nudity does not equal sexual.
No, it doesn't.
So,
yes, completely different things.
Man, North America is such a.
It's weird. It's weird,
prudes, man. Anyway,
one of the biggest things I think that actually helps lots of places in Europe is alcohol is not
age restricted.
Age restricted. It's like, oh, you want a drink and you're 6? Here, have some wine. Oh, you mean you've been around it your entire life and it doesn't take on this mythical significance when you're like
all stigma
19?
Is what it is.
It's a ridiculous stigma that probably contributes to a lot more harm than it does good. But holy crap! Holy there's a Shiver. Hey, Shiver.
Hi, Shiver.
Sorry, I'm speaking entirely from an Italy point of view, which, I mean, I probably shouldn't put words in the rest of Europe from Italy, but you know.
All right, so the next game on the list is the newest Oddworld game since Come Back from the Dead. Man, we have seen like 8 trailers for this thing, and I'm glad that this trailer announced the release date, because now I won't have to watch those trailers over and over and over and over and over and over again. I'm interested. Back in the day, it's basically like you know Lemmings?
Yeah.
What if they fleshed that whole idea out all the way? And made it like a really solid 2D platformer. That's what Oddworld is. Yeah. I'm sick of them talking about it over and over again, though. Just put it out. Okay, Oddworld, scrolly. It comes out April 6th, by the way.
Soon.
Then they showed the trailer for Kemi, which
Looks
Kemi.
great.
Hi, Kemi. Do you have a game coming out, Kemi?
Yes.
For Kenna Bridge of Spirits, which I already talked about, go watch the trailer for that. Again, coming to PS4, PS5, and PC. Scrolly. There's a new trailer for Deathloop, which is a game we've also heard about a million times. They kind of this trailer was more of like a, hey, what is this type of game, so or type of trailer. So that, I think it looks really cool. If you haven't played Dishonored, one, what are you doing? Two, it's a lot like that because it's Arcane and they make really cool games like that. So yeah. Deathloop. Oddly enough, a Bethesda game that is exclusive to the PlayStation for a little bit.
It's on PC at the same time, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
PC and PS.
I just find it funny. If you didn't know, Bethesda is wholly owned by Microsoft.
But I really do like that they were like, no, we're keeping these deals in effect, right? We're not going to do anything to remove it. This is the deal. It's going to stay Sony exclusive. I respect that.
All right. And then they showed, and last but not least, to close the show, they announced that Final Fantasy VII Remake is getting a PS5 facelift. Thank God. All right, that game is beautiful. Except for very specific things about it.
Look, I've seen some cuts. Apparently, you can change the character's clothing as you will. And apparently you can make, was it Tifa wear her like evening gown?
Yeah.
And but you can
Cloud
make her
too.
What?
Also Cloud.
Oh, really? Nice.
Yeah. Dude,
but you can make.
Are you not aware of the most legendary scene in a
Yes.
JRPG? Okay.
But you can make Tifa wear that outfit the entire game through.
Yeah.
But that
Cloud
outfit is affected by wind physics in certain scenes, and it's just
Yeah. No, dude, that's not even the worst part. This game is beautiful, has like 8K textures. It is gorgeous and unbelievable. And then for some reason they thought like a 480p skybox would be okay. Thankfully, they have fixed this. And the PS5 upgrade is free.
as
$99.
it should be.
Also, they did announce, which is a mild bummer for the people who don't have PS5s yet. They are releasing in a DLC for Final Fantasy VII. It is the entirety of the Yuffie optional side quests, which, if you remember from the original game, Yuffie is an optional character that you can get. She's so like intrinsic to what you think of when you think of Final Fantasy VII that you don't remember that you could just not talk to Yuffie the entire game. But yeah, they're putting out it's called Intergrade because Nomura. And yeah, it looks really good. Yuffie has a really cool fighting style, and she has a giant shuriken, like as tall as a person shuriken.
Because Japan.
Yep. Now, if any of you guys have Sony consoles, do not skip Final Fantasy VII Remake. It is incredible. It is an absolutely incredible game. It is absolutely in my top 5 from last year. If Cyberpunk and The Last of Us Part 2 did not come out in 2020, that would have been my game of the year. Squarely number 3, and it's yeah. So yeah, play that game, and all the news surrounding it, as well as they are hard at work on part 2 of the Final Fantasy VII remake. And if you remember, when you leave Midgar, it becomes an open world game in the original business. And they said that the second part is directly inspired by Horizon Zero Dawn.
Wait,
how
excuse me?
it. Yes.
What?
It is an open world game.
All right, that's interesting.
Yeah. And the first game was a very directed experience. Actually, a very traditional Final Fantasy game. But much like the original Final Fantasy VII, it just opens the heck up halfway through.
As someone that never made it past the halfway point of FF7, that's interesting. I'm interested.
No, it totally happens, and it's awesome, and they're doing that for the remake also.
All right. Nice.
Yeah, remember how you can ride chocobos in most Final Fantasy games? Becomes real important in Final Fantasy VII because you gotta ride them across vast distances. So yeah, and that is Sony.
All right.
It was a good update. I enjoyed it quite a bit. They had a lot of cool stuff to show off.
We also got a good update this week from Pokemon.
Yes.
They announced some really cool stuff, honestly.
2 things they have announced. Number 1 is they are remaking Diamond and Pearl, which is awesome.
Those were
I
good.
love Diamond and Pearl.
Yeah. But the second announcement's way cooler.
It is.
Maybe.
Because it's something hard, maybe.
Hard, maybe.
But they have finally made the video game that people who are fans of Pokemon have wanted for a long time. It's one of 2 projects that they wanted. The first one is they want a Pokemon massively multiplayer online game, which they're not gonna get.
3. There are 3. We want a Pokemon MMO. Not gonna happen. We want a Pokemon.
Temtem is out. That you should play that.
We want a Pokemon Final Fantasy Tactics.
Oh yeah, dude, I would play that.
Yeah, right. Right, like a tactical battle Pokemon game.
Tactical battle.
Sure.
But number 3 is an open world action adventure game, which is what we are getting. And it is called Pokemon Legends Arceus. It's actually, I think it's pronounced Arceus.
Arceus.
Yeah. Which is interesting. So we don't know a whole lot about this. We have seen footage of a man running around a very wide open field with Pokemon.
And throwing a ball at them and catching them. And then,
Yes.
like, 3 moves in a battle. There's no info.
No info. But we do have a couple things about the premise. Number 1, they're calling it Arceus. Arceus is the god Pokemon. He is the progenitor of all Pokemon. He is time and space itself. So that's interesting that they've chosen Arceus as a subject.
They're also going before any other Pokemon to before there was even a Pokedex. You are creating the first Sinnoh region.
Well, there are Pokedexes.
Sorry, but you are creating the Sinnoh region Pokedex.
Yes. The Pokeballs are made out of wood.
Which
and
is
they have
interesting.
little latches.
Which is actually interesting because that goes against known Pokemon lore, and Pokemon lore actually says that Pokeballs were originally made out of one of the types of berries, not wood.
Dude,
anyway. Sorry,
dude. In one of the movies, Pikachu talks.
I
They
mean,
throw out their lore all the time. So, but I am excited for an open world Pokemon game that's an action game. That sounds really fun.
I'm very interested. That is almost definitely going to be a next gen Switch thing.
They announced the release date though, which is Q1 2022. Which so I'm going to say it's going to be cross-platform. That's what I'm going to say. No,
both. Jake, I'll be right back. Carry on.
Okay. Much like they did for Breath of the Wild, which came out on Wii U and the Switch, people forget that game is on the Wii U. I think it will come out on the Switch and whatever the next Nintendo console is, because it seems like the Switch came out like yesterday, but it's been 4 years, and Nintendo typically operates on a 5 to 6 year development cycle for their consoles, which means they very likely have something in the works that will launch either next year or the year after, which tells me that this game is probably going to come out on both. Yeah, Zelda will make bank because it's really good. Like, maybe one of the greatest franchises of all time.
Jake, I got things to say.
It's had like 2 bad games.
Jake, I got things to say.
And even they were not that bad.
1, Zelda is possibly the greatest video game franchise of all time. It's literally
Arguments
timeless.
could be made for Mario, but yes.
Arguments could be made for Mario, but it's very close between the two. Zelda has consistently actually some of the very best video games ever made.
But for you, Skyward Sword.
Wasn't necessarily bad, just Wii U.
No. It wasn't on the Wii U.
Oh no, it was
that
the
game
Wii.
did not come out on the Wii U.
Sorry, it was the Wii.
Yeah.
But like between Breath of the Wild is one of the best games ever, as is Link to the Past. Consistently considered one of the best games ever. Interestingly enough, Nakara only first played Breath of the Wild on the Wii U. He got it on the Wii U when I got it on the Switch, and we sort of compared notes.
Does not run very well on the Wii U.
No.
However, having the menu on your tablet
is pretty cool.
Is the best. In fact, they put out 2 remasters on the Wii U, Wind Waker and Twilight Princess, and both of those games had their menus on the gamepad, and it
changes
incredible.
everything.
Like in the middle of a fight, you're like, these 3 items are not something I need right now. You can just drag it to the button, and Link equips it and pulls it out all at once.
Zelda has done some.
I'm sad nobody played the Wii U. I'm sad about it.
It was a good system, honestly.
It was a great system.
It was disappointing, and it's interesting because when you look at the Switch,
2.
But thing is, when you look at the Switch, I'm sort of interested because the Switch 2 might, if they don't do this right, have the same problem as the Wii U. One of the problems with the Wii U was the Wii was still selling. Like the Wii was still an enormously popular console, and the Switch right now is still sold out often. Like the Switch is still selling like friggin' hotcakes. I don't know why that's the expression. I don't really like hotcakes. It's selling like bacon. Does bacon sell?
Yeah.
Bacon sells. It's selling like bacon. The Switch is still selling like bacon. So I'm interested to see what kind of a dual like crossover they do. I really hope that they do a whatever. Even if certain new games aren't compatible with the Switch, they better do full backwards compatibility to the Switch on the new console. They better. They better. They better.
You think they'll go full digital?
Nintendo? No. Nintendo aren't ready for full digital. Their store is making improvements. They're getting there slowly, but they're not going to make a shift to full digital yet.
I buy most of my games on the Switch digitally.
I buy most of my games hard copies because the Switch has a horrible lending policy.
I do not want to carry around. It's a portable console. I don't want to carry around a stack of SD cards.
It's portable for you. Lots of the Switch stuff is excellent local multiplayer, right? Mario Party, Mario Kart, Mario Golf, all of those are Super Smash Bros. I mean, those are you're tied to a console for those.
My Switch is my indie game / JRPG box for me.
If I'm playing
and Nintendo first party.
I bought Smash Bros. Digital. If I'm playing any game on my Switch, Mac cannot play Smash Bros. On my account on her Switch.
Yeah.
And that sucks.
You could disconnect.
I know, but that's basically what you have to. Like they're getting there
with any console.
I know, and it sucks. DRM free, please. More. Anyway, sorry, I just wanted to run down and yell about how amazing Zelda is and how excited. So I thought
Steam
it was.
isn't really changing that either, Kemi. Because two people cannot play the same library for more than 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Simultaneously.
Epic is actually changing that because all of the Epic Game Store games are DRM free, and I can play the same thing as Cass and the same thing as Mac.
All you
got to
do is sign out and launch the game from the EXE
Jake, you don't even have to sign out. I'm signed into my account on my PC.
Oh, you just can't launch it through the launcher.
Yeah,
you just have to launch it.
Yeah,
really?
Yeah. There's
Didn't
nothing.
work for me.
It worked for us. All three of us just play it. It's fantastic. Anyway,
I'm not a fan of Steam, Kemi. You'll run into that pretty quick.
Steam is ubiquitous just because it was the first. It is not the best.
Yep.
Epic also isn't the best.
They're as innovative as the guy on your YouTube videos that comments first.
I also wanted to say about Pokemon, I found it interesting that they've shown off that incredibly brief thing on the Pokemon Arceus. Like they had nothing to show. Let's be real. That trailer, they had nothing to show about it. No detail, no anything. But they didn't show Pokemon, which leads me to believe that they are going to show off Pokemon when they announce the next console.
What do you mean?
Sorry, not Pokemon. Zelda. They are going to show off Zelda when they announce the next console. That's
probably.
Yeah. Okay. Get this last one, then let's do free shit.
Yeah. Apex Legends has hit 200,000 concurrent players on Steam. Turns out, Apex Legends really popular in Japan.
Really?
Extremely popular in Japan. It has gotten like a new set of legs after they released it on Steam worldwide.
Nice.
And mostly in Japan.
Just for clarification, Jake, I just want to point out that Valheim's concurrent all-time peak is 500,000, and 30 minutes ago there was 270,000 people playing Valheim. Cool. Just like direct comparison of numbers, Apex to Valheim. That's impressive as fuck for Valheim.
It's also impressive that Apex has the concurrent base that it does 2 years after the game came out.
Yes.
In fact, the game has only it peaked at launch, then fizzled out, and has only steadily grown back towards that number. Yeah. Listen, if you want a competitive shooter, there are two major players, and it highly depends on what you want. Do you want
Siege
an
and
ultra
Apex.
hardcore, no forgiveness, no nothing, like bullet and you're dead game? That game is Valorant. If you want a game that has like actual, like, you can recover and it's more like team based, I would say Apex Legends is your game.
Jake, I'm sorry, but you have to include Rainbow Six Siege in that list.
I do. They've made some weird decisions lately that I don't really agree with, but I don't want to get into it right now.
It is one of the best performing competitive multiplayer games.
Best performing, but not the two that I would recommend.
Maybe not.
I would recommend Apex and Valorant.
I would recommend, if you are absolutely fucking insane, Siege.
I hate real guns.
That's a you thing though. That's personally
Yeah,
to
but that's
you.
not my problem with it either. But anyway,
All right, let's get to the next segment. I think this is basically going to be our last segment today because
yeah, we ain't got nothing to yell about.
we got nothing to yell. Yelling about things is
Video games are good.
yeah. So we're gonna hit segment. Get your free shit.
Yeah. The big one that is like 100%, it's just free, is Ratchet and Clank. Ratchet and Clank 2016 is 100,000% free. You don't even need a console to claim it for yourself. You do need a console to play it, but you don't need it to claim it. It is on PS4 and PS5. And
If you plan on picking the console up at some point, grab it.
yeah, it's a remake of the original Ratchet and Clank.
Shiver, you'll have to yell about that next week.
Yeah, next week we will bring you back. Bloodlines 2 is coming out. I'm with you. It's coming out.
It's coming out.
It's gonna take 5 more years probably, but it's coming out. Yeah. So Ratchet and Clank. Go ahead and scoop that up. Just go to the PlayStation Store on like a web browser and you can grab that.
Bunch of
There are
PS
also,
Plus games.
speaking of PlayStation games, if you have PS4 or PS5, there's like 5 free games right now, and one of them is the Final Fantasy VII remake.
Which
like
is pretty
a
good.
little over it, actually less than a year after it came out, which is wild. Yeah. Also, Farpoint, which is a PSVR sci-fi shooter game that I really want to play, and haven't been able to justify spending money on it. And then Sony is like, "Hey, we got you," and give it to me for free. So that's nice of them. There's a couple other ones that look really interesting. They're giving away like a Remnant from the Ashes. There's like 5 or 6 games for free right now. So yeah, Sony doing it up. And then last but not least, on the Epic Game Store, we mentioned this earlier, but Sunless Sea is also free on the Epic Game Store. And again, as we've said a million times, all games on the Epic Game Store are DRM free.
Yep.
Make an account, claim the game, download it, uninstall the launcher.
Yep. That's it.
Yeah.
What more do you want?
If you really hate Epic that much, make a burner email address. The only thing they'll get is your IP address, I guess, because you asked them for something. Because you're downloading a product. Yeah, you don't even need to install the client. You can download it directly from the website. EGS is cool.
It's pretty great, honestly. Like, just grab free games.
Yeah.
My
Anyway,
game library is
if you don't
huge.
want the launcher, you shouldn't be using launchers anyway. There's only one launcher you need in your life. And that is GOG Galaxy 2.0. All your games in one place. Beautiful. They'll update as normal. Beautiful. Also, they're going to be incorporating third-party stores in there too, so you can compare prices.
I think I've got like 300 games on Epic, and I think I've bought 2.
300? That's a lot.
They've done a lot. If you've started at the very beginning and grabbed it every week,
yeah,
like they've
Here,
done
filter
a lot.
by Epic. Where do I see the count?
I don't know. I'm just looking at the Epic Games Store.
Oh, does it have the number?
No, I'm just like, if my scroll bar is this far at 50, then I must have like
It's
200.
by 5. 5, 10, 15,
No,
20,
it's sixes.
25,
It's by
30,
sixes.
35, 40, 45, 50, 55,
Oh, wait, you can make it by
60,
5.
65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, 100, 102 games I have on the Epic Game Store. I've bought a few. Not that many. Not 100. Probably like 12.
Yeah, I'm at 153. And I've bought
Must have
like
missed some.
2 or 3. It's really not bad.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah. Get your free stuff.
get your free stuff.
It's everywhere. No matter
And,
what platform you like. And if you're on Xbox, you should just have Game Pass. Listen.
Yeah.
Just
Honestly,
just
if you're
get
on
Game
PC
Pass.
too.
I know you're holding out. Listen to me. Xbox players, you're listening to me right now, my voice. I know you're like, I don't want to pay a subscription for my games. I want to own them. But listen. There's like 200 games. Oh, just do it. It's the best deal in video games. You also get... do you want to play those games on your phone? Also, you could do that. Yeah. But that's our show.
Yeah.
Thank you
Thanks.
all for joining us.
Thanks
I told
for
you we
hanging
had
out.
a lot to talk about today, and we did.
We did. A lot more than I thought, to be honest.
Come back on Saturday for the Star Citizen show.
Yeah.
The Relay Station, same time, 9 p.m. Eastern Time, 6 p.m. Pacific. Come back next week for this show.
Where we're going to have more to talk about.
I got nothing going on at work this week because I'm the
Nice.
roadmap guy, and there's no roadmap published this week. Come back next week. There's a roadmap published. As there always is every 2 weeks.
Thanks all. Thank you all for hanging out. Stay safe.
Goodbye.
See
Join the
y'all-
Discord, you fools.
It's true. See you later.
Join